Day turns to night, night turns to whatever we want. We're young enough to say, oh, this has gotta be the good life. This has gotta be the good life. This could really be the good life, good life. I say, oh, this feeling that you can't fight. The city is on fire tonight. This could really be a good life, a good life.
What's up, FTM Kickstart? Tuesday guys, Spencer here. This week's topic is being outed, which for a lot of guys, or a lot of trans females, trans anything, genderqueer, it's definitely something that a lot of us worry about due to the fact that it makes us vulnerable for one, and two, it has a lot to do with our safety. And even though many of you may think that it won't happen that often, it actually does quite a bit, especially with people who don't exactly understand what it means to out you to strangers or their friends. Or in my case, I've only had it happen at work with new coworkers that have come in, and my previous or current coworkers who I've worked with who know that I am trans have mentioned it to them, which can be either really awkward or completely okay. It can be dangerous, or they could say, hey, this doesn't bother me, or I know it happened to me too. But I know a lot of guys who really have had bad experiences. To me, I've never had a bad experience with being outed. However, I've only been outed at work. When I walk down the street, I guess people don't ever question it. I don't go to school, so that's not my issue. The friends that my roommates hang out with, definitely would not want to tell them, because I don't think they'd be okay or even understanding about it, so therefore I don't tell them when they come over. But I do tell most of my friends that I have met, after, now that I'm on hormones and everything. But a lot of the times I surround myself, or I try to, surround myself with very queer-friendly people. People in the community, or allies, or, anyone who, I know I will feel comfortable around, because I have feared being outed in other places, like, in a situation I don't feel comfortable about, like when I go to the gym. I go to the gym by myself. I live in a very, what you would call like Hickville town of, of the northern suburbs of the city, and it is very, in my eyes, how I feel out here is very, anti everything. If you're not white, Christian, Republican, you're an outcast. And so I do fear when I go to the gym that people will either figure it out or find out or see my tattoo. But I don't, like I said, I've never had a bad experience. I do feel though, if I ever go through it, or ever go through the experience of being outed in a public place where I do not feel comfortable, and that makes me very vulnerable to maybe danger or harm or even verbal abuse, I probably would just try to remove myself quickly from the situation, or just try to try to always be with friends. That's the best advice I guess I can give. Just make sure you're very, maybe not familiar, but you can very easily get away into a safer place when you're in a situation that you may experience being outed, or make sure your friends know. Typically, I hate categorizing, but typically cisgender people don't understand the importance of what it's like to make to make sure that people don't know in a certain setting that you're if you're trans or not. Sometimes they just don't know when to say it, or if to say it. It's also it's not their place to say it. So I just make sure your friends are aware. If you go to a place where people may not know, that make sure that they're aware of not, voicing it or talking about it or making a joke even, or something that would even give anyone the simple idea that you are trans, because it is a huge safety risk on your part, and a lot of times to your friends around you. It can happen to violence, to just verbal, to bullying, and sometimes, hopefully more than not, everyone is cool with it and okay with it, and they don't have an issue. And she's like, oh, okay, kind of like, how's the weather? Or you go to school, cool, it's not that big of an issue, but it can be, it depends who you're with. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Like I said, I've never really been outed in a place where I felt uncomfortable. I will, do the best I can to answer questions. Just let me know if you guys have any issues or any problems. I will do my best to help. I know a lot of the other guys. I'm sure I've experienced it more, which is unfortunate, but I will see you guys next Tuesday.